talk about these earrings for a second? I saw them at Forever 21 and I honestly kind of lost it a little bit because they were so perfect. Also, this bodysuit is from Windsor and I got one in white as well. They're super like soft and comfy and yeah, I'm feeling it. Okay, so I am using today the controversial Tarte Shape Tape. I know that my platform is not as big as other YouTubers and influencers that have spoken about this, but I am in agreement with everybody in saying that there need to be shades, a lot more shades for darker women or men. Men wear makeup too sometimes. For darker skin tones, I'll say that. I happen to be fortunate enough that my skin tone kind of is available in all lines, but it's 2018 and we need to like get everybody on board as far as makeup brands go so that everybody can be included if they so choose to wear makeup. I'm wearing the Hoola bronzer. I wore this in my 90s video that I posted like a little bit ago. If you watch my other Valentine's Day video, you will see that I am the color of Casper the Ghost. So my foundation that I've been wearing for my normal skin tone is in that video. It is from Fenty Beauty and I love, love, love that foundation. So I decided when I got this, I wanted to do something that was a little darker. I know that this is not dark by any means, but for me it is a little darker. So like I said, I got the matte formula in the shade Light Medium Honey. So this is the packaging, which is very similar to the Shape Tape. The concealer that I've been using is in the shade Light. We'll go into that later. So opening this up, this is the first time I've ever used this. Oh, and I should note that I decided to treat myself today, and I also got the Tarte brush, Paddle to Perfection. So this is the brush. It's got a really pretty gold handle. And then on the back, it's got the signature Shape Tape print, if you will. Bristles feel very soft. So let's go ahead and get this. I don't think I need to shake it. I think it's a really thick formula. So I'm sure you guys have seen a million videos, but if you have not, hi. It is exactly like the Shape Tape concealer, but the doe foot is just massive. All right. I'm like kind of nervous. I like watch so many reviews and I'm obsessed with like the finish of everybody else's. Also don't really know like how much to put. So as you can see, I have like a lot of pigmentation in my skin just from like acne and freckles and that, and I think that was a lot on my forehead. All right, let's start there. This might not be my exact like dark shade, but we were kind of limited at my Ulta. I didn't know how this brush was gonna go, and honestly I am kind of living for it. It's really blending everything out nicely. And I'm sure you guys have watched a million tutorials and reviews on this, but it is very matte, which is good because I get oily skin in like my T-zone and on my chin. And so I really need something that's going to stay. Okay, so there is one layer of it. I do have dry skin because it's winter time right now, and I did put on lotion before, but it's still kind of clinging to that dry skin a little bit, but not too terribly bad. I thought it was going to be a little bit more full coverage. I'm thinking if I used a beauty blender, it would probably give me a little bit more fuller coverage, but I'm just gonna do another layer, I think, or just kind of layer in areas that I think I need it. So like here, here. I'm so not used to like the doe foot, like I keep thinking this is like concealer. I will say that I'm getting a very airbrushed effect that I like. I don't know if it's just the foundation doing its thing or if I'm sure the brush is contributing. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of blend it onto my neck a little bit, but it matches my Hoola bronzer very well. Okay, so now going in with the light Shape Tape concealer, I'm just gonna work under my under eyes and just kind of highlight my face a little. I like for the center of my face to be lighter. I've never really been a fan of like just darker tones on me since I am used to seeing fair skin. So anytime I do like a little tiny bit of a faux tan, I always have to like highlight the center of my face to feel like myself. And if it does feel too bright, you can always go back in with the foundation a little bit and just blend that into the concealer. And that just kind of knocks it down a little bit. Okay, to set everything, I'm going in with my tried and true Kat Von D Locket. Also, I apologize, my fingernails are gonna get real grubby real quick. Honestly, I've tried a bunch of translucent powders and I always find myself going back to this one. I just like that it has the light reflecting in it. And then I'll go in. I'll take a little bit of it too and put it right here, just where I frown a lot. Just so that the makeup doesn't crease. And I'll also do a little bit on my chin because I was talking about how I get oily down there. I'm always sorry about this brush. It's definitely like a cat toy. I also take it on my neck a little bit, just where those lines are so that the makeup doesn't settle into it. For my brows, I am using Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow in the shade Ebony. And I'm just using, I think this is a brush from Too Faced, from their brow palette. But I just really love the little spoolie. And I have the Anastasia one, or Anastasia one, excuse me, but this one's like a little thicker in like the width of the bristles, so I really can get some product in there quickly. So on days when I don't feel like really trying too hard, I can whip a brow up. So my camera decided that it wanted to die, so let's go ahead and do the other brow really quick. I'm just gonna breeze through it. After I do my brows, I always take the spoolie end and just kind of like comb through them to pull up any extra product that doesn't need to be there and to make it look a little bit more blended. Next, going in with my Shade and Light palette, I'm going to be taking this first shade so that I can contour, and I am using the NARS Ita brush. I don't know. I think I've made that joke before. I'm also going to take a little bit of this on the underneath of my jawline, just to give a stronger silhouette and to hide my double chin. Next, I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush in this center color, and I'm just going to kind of bronze up the face. Going in with that second shade that we just did and just like a little product, I'm going to barely like contour my nose. I do, however, like to focus on the tip because my nose is so long that this really helps to give the illusion of a shorter nose. I'm weird, I like to do blush sometimes before my shadow, so I'm going to use my fave Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in the shade Party and a fluffy Real Techniques brush and just kind of pop this on the cheeks. I like a lot of blush too. I think it's because being so fair you kind of start to look dead, and this really gives the skin a warmer kind of feel. Lively. So for the eyes, I want to do something kind of like a little smoky but also glittery. Okay. Oh. Ooh. So from Subculture, I am going to be going in with the shade Dawn, which is this little light shade, and I'm just using this on my eyelid. So next I'm going to take the shade Fudge right here, this nice warm brown, and I'm going to focus this on the outside corner and then a little on the inside corner. And then I'm going to just kind of connect them at the top. And it's okay if you get like a little bit in the center because we're going to go in with glitter later, so it doesn't even really matter. That's enough of that. We're going to go in with the Jaclyn Hill palette now. I'm going to be using, I think, maybe this shade all the way over here. And just kind of like blurring out what we just did with Subculture. Typically I use like the same brush for the whole entire eye look. I'm like really basic when it comes to brushes, so you know. So I need like a little bit more up through here. I'm going to take this shade right here and I'm going to work this into the lower lash line. Going in with this, let's go in with this gold shade over here. I'm literally going to use my fingertip and I'm just going to place this in the center of the lid. And this is what's going to start to blend everything together. Go in with your fluffy brush and just kind of melt the two together. Now comes the fun part. So I have this from Revlon. I'm going to be using this side with the glitter and we're going to just be focusing this on the part that we just made gold. So when you take it out of the packaging, it's like a little brush. So I'm literally just going to, yes, work this in. And then I'm going to take a little small brush and just kind of blur the edges. And then I'm kind of going back in and just really glittering up that center part. So I will say that this does take a while to dry. We're just in the tacky stage, but it also could be because I went a little crazy with it. Also, I decided that instead of doing a true like halo eye, I pulled some of this in to the corner a little bit. And once it's fully dry, we'll go back on the outside corners and kind of deepen them up a little bit. So while we're waiting on that, let's go ahead and highlight one of my favorite things. I'm using the BH Cosmetics and Carli Bybel palette for this. I am going to be taking this gold shade mixed with a little bit of this first bronze shade, and I'm just going to pop this right here. I love it because it's like kind of subtle. It gives you a nice glow so you don't look like a complete disco ball. Considering like our eyes are so glittery, we need the cheeks and everything else to be a little less intense. So I'm going to go in with a very small brush, and for this I'm going to go in, take a little bit, and I'm going to put this on the tip of my nose. I always do like a little bit higher too, because I want to give the illusion of that shorter nose. I'm also going to take a little bit of this on the bridge of my nose. If you've watched any Carli Bybel videos, you'll know exactly to do that already. I am going to take some of this on the inner corner as well, and I'm just using this like lighter gold. And it's not quite giving me enough life, so I'm going to go in with this champagne pink. Yes. Also, I'm going to take a little bit of this pink color and put it just up here. So now that my eyelids are fairly dry, I'm going to go back in, and I'm actually going to take this dark brown from this palette. It's my absolute favorite, as you can tell. And we're just going to focus this on the outside. And that'll start to really define the outside. I'm also going to take a little bit of this like medium brown and put this underneath, because I feel like we need just a little bit more going on. So I am going to do a wing. First I'm going to take this under eye, or I'm sorry, I'm going to take this eyeliner from Beauty For Real, and I'm just going to do my waterline. And then I'm going to go in with this felt tip from Absolute New York. So it is a super fine tipped little pen. So we're just going to go in and create our wing. And I don't like to bring my eyeliner all the way in. It's just a personal preference, so if you like to, do you, girl. And because going over glitter with eyeliner, it doesn't always adhere the best, so I'm going to take this black eyeshadow from Jaclyn's palette with Morphe and an angled brush, and I'm just going to literally kind of stamp this and tap this in. just to kind of darken up that line. Next, I'm going to curl my lashes. This poor little thing has seen way better days. And I'm going to be using Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. I feel like this is a full Tarte video, even though it's not. For lashes, I will be using, surprise, Tarte. These are the Tarte Pro in the style Goddess. Okay, so this is with the lashes. I feel like lashes make the biggest difference. And for the final thing, we are going to be doing Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Carina. I actually found this at TJ Maxx, so if you guys have not checked your local TJ Maxx or maybe Marshalls or Home Goods, I think they kind of all carry the same things. They are now carrying like Anastasia Beverly Hills items. So like they have liquid lips and highlighters. I saw lip kits and cream contour kits, so if you're wondering. But always check before, because people swatch things and people are gross. And this is like the brightest color, but I love it. I just feel like this color screams Valentine's Day. Ma'am, stay in your assigned seat. So this is my Valentine's Day look. I hope that you guys enjoy it. If you do like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, say hello, become part of my fam, and I will see you guys in my next video. Happy Valentine's Day. I'll see you guys later. Bye.